I finally figured out what all the distractions are for. Because apparently, the Wagner situation is a distraction. The submersible situation is a distract. I know what they're distracting for. They're distracting from the Nick Merckx controversy in Call of Duty. No, no, no. Listen up. This is a very important controversy that many people do not take seriously. So what's happening is that you have a private individual, Nick Merckx, which has personal opinions on his Twitter account, and a corporation which has influence over him, Activision Blizzard, decides to punish him for his personal political takes. His political takes was that children should be left alone. Incredibly controversial in 2023, I know. But the idea that a corporation can step in and decide what people are allowed and not allowed to think is very concerning. Especially when you have central bank digital currency being proposed. And if you look at what the UK bankers are saying, they want this digital currency to allow not just politicians, but also the heads of corporations to decide how people can and can't spend their money. This is something that historically has happened with factory cities, where the factory boss would, not pay the people within the actual currency, but they would pay them in the funny money that they could only spend within the factory grounds. So the central bank digital currency, in a way, can make us return to that, and the Chinese system also has similar things. So with that in mind, the question is just how much power should corporations have? Because it does seem, due to the Nick Merckx controversy, that many Westerners believe that if you work for a company, the owners of the corporation should be able to dictate how you are allowed to think. In other words, if you work for Elon Musk, then you should champion free speech, you should be in favor of many right-wing policies. But the moment you work for Jeff Bezos, you should be incredibly woke, you should be very progressive and open-minded and left-leaning oriented. I do not think that this is a world that I would like to live in. I do not want to have my opinion shaped by the owner of McDonald's if I happen to work there. But many people do. I mean, the very fact that no one is talking about this issue and everyone is just focusing, oh, well, Nick Merckx was against LGBT people. Well, he wasn't. His take was about something else. But the idea that a company should punish individuals for what they do in their personal time is very fascist. But now it's being taken a step up a notch. Delaware City is set to give corporations the right to vote in elections. Now, they usually, and I have seen various initiatives like this, for example, give non-citizens the right to vote. In this situation is give corporations the right to vote. They usually justify it by saying it's local elections. Yeah, but these are the same people which say that making a racist or a sexist joke normalizes racism and sexism. But for some reason, when you normalize watering down a person's right to vote, that's not a problem. And what I mean by this is that the downside, obviously, is that every vote matters, right? Like the left likes to say this. And voter suppression is a problem. However, watering down a person's vote should also be a problem. Like if I have a vote and there's like 10 people in the room, well, my vote is very important, isn't it? But if I have a vote and there's like 10 million people in the room, well, my vote barely matters. So you can see why many people are upset. Corporations in America already have a lot of rights. And you can see even the left freaking out when Elon Musk bought Twitter, because now my private company could do what Elon Musk wants, and they didn't appreciate that. But for some reason, most leftists agree because they believe that corporations are on their side. Because they're parroting leftist talking points about wokeness and diversity, inclusion, and all the other shit. People believe that the corporations are on their side and they completely ignore the economical damages. And even when you have like a greedy capitalist corporation like the Oceanic Gate, which made a lot of cost cuts and ignored a lot of safety warnings. Even when you have a company like that, the left likes to ignore it. Why? Because it said that they don't want to hire white guys over the age of 50, and that is very progressive and forward-thinking of them, so, give them a break, I suppose. Which is very concerning, in my opinion. The left used to be literally against these type of greedy capitalist corporations that... like even I, who am right-wing oriented, do believe that they should be punished at some level. Like if you ignore all the safety warnings, if you discredit the people that criticize you for your lack of safety, then yeah, the invisible hand of the market should definitely punish you for that, and you should be in the news. But unfortunately, we do not think like this, and the news was just making puff pieces about this corporation because, again, it was very woke. So with that in mind, yeah, it's not surprising that many left-leaning people want corporations to have more power, up on including to the fact that it has the right to vote. At this point, I don't even understand why citizens should have the right to vote if corporations have it. It's interesting because, again, in the past, this has happened. Like in my country, for example, only landowners had the right to vote. You know, people in America, they're really upset. Oh my God, it's like, oh, the women having right to vote. Like, there are certain misogynists that do not appreciate that. And I'm thinking like, yeah, but why can't we take it even a little bit more into the past where only rich people had the right to vote? The peasantry didn't. So even if you're a woman, as long as you owned property, you could vote. Well, if you're a man and you didn't own anything, you couldn't. Like that's how the times used to be. The idea was that you have a stake in that country, right? Like you have a claim. You have a financial interest. So I guess we're moving back to that, right? Like if you're a corporation, you have the right to vote because you have a stake, you have a claim. But if you're a normal citizen, well, I guess you should start a corporation. It's interesting that they're including LLC, corporation, trusts, and partnerships as well in this. I think that only like multi-billion-dollar corporations should have a right to vote. Like, why include the LLC? Because it's so simple to have an LLC, a trust, or a partnership. Like anyone can do it. In fact, this seems to be one of the problem. Like a person did it 31 times. Well, actually 30 times, right? So he had like 30 different companies. And plus his personal vote, that's 31 votes from a single manager. Isn't that progressive? This is late-stage woke capitalism that we like to talk about, isn't it? Where you now not only have corporations that have the right to religion and they have the right to vote and all of that, but to top it off, left-leaning people are supporting this shit. And by supporting, I mean tacitly, right? Like, they're not very vocal against it. They probably don't even know that it exists. Internet, omoshiroi, isn't it? So, well, obviously, I don't think that this is going to become very popular and pass. But the very fact that it's even being discussed is very bizarre and bewildering and also concerning. Especially when only yesterday we talked about the racist doorbell situation at Amazon, where Amazon can turn off your lights if they believe you are racist in your free time, in your home. Anyway, right, let me know what you guys think, and if you like my channel, please consider giving a super thanks or becoming a channel member. Is just one click away. I guarantee that you'll get the best buyer's remorse on the internet. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.